Morning, peeps. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. In fact, good afternoon. Good afternoon, peeps. Just gone midday. This is an unplanned video. Didn't expect to film today. But I don't need to get to Talk Sport until like 4 o'clock. My show normally starts at 3, but I don't have to go there till 4 because they've got darts on the radio on the station. So I thought, you know what? Let's just get to the studio and see if there's anything to talk about. We are doing a Sunday session live this Sunday, obviously. We'll start a bit early this time, around 6. Around 6 o'clock, we're going to look back at the year in boxing. Upset of the year, knockout of the year, fighter of the year, fight of the year. I'm going to chuck in another one, atmosphere of the year. Did I say prospect? Whose stock's gone up, whose stock's gone down, promoter of the year. We're going to go through all those good stuff. So yeah, that'll be around 6. I'll let you guys know closer to the day, but it's not going to be like a late one again. And we're not doing it at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So around 6 o'clock, because I want to go out on Boxing Day if bars and pubs are still open. All right, what is there to talk about today? There have been a few fights announced in the last sort of 48 hours. We'll talk about those as they come. But let's just go through the news and see what's there. U6 manager is confident his fighter would beat Tyson Fury. He's going to say that, so let's skip that one. Claressa Shields versus Savannah Marshall on track for May or June. Why don't they just do it next? I don't know why. I don't know what's the hold up on this one. I know Claressa was supposed to fight in December. Maybe it's Claressa saying she wants a fight in between, maybe, just because she's been doing her MMA stuff. So maybe she's the one that's saying, you know, give me a fight in between. I was supposed to fight in December. To be fair, so was Savannah. Remember, they were supposed to fight on the same card. Savannah pulled out because of injury, and then the card got cancelled because of Eubank Jr., Liam Williams cancellation. So Claressa obviously then didn't have to fight. So maybe it's a case of both of them might want one more, and then May or June. I do wonder if it's a standalone pay-per-view fight. Sky are going to try and chuck this on pay-per-view, by the way. If you think you're getting this for free on Saturday night, it ain't happening. This will probably go on pay-per-view. Is it a standalone pay-per-view fight? And what I mean by that is that do you have to really stack the card? Maybe. But I do want both of these ladies to get their money. It'll be good to see. Canelo on criticism that he's avoiding Benavidez Charlo. Haters are always going to be haters. It's difficult to say Canelo's avoiding anyone, if I'm honest with you. It is very difficult. He chased the people that had the belts, 168 pounds. That's what you want to do. You want to do that, right? They were all big fights, all of them. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders, that was massive. 80,000. 80,000. That was like fucking WrestleMania. And then you got the Caleb Plant fight. Let's not forget the end of the year, he took on Callum Smith. Yielded him in between that. It's difficult to say he's ducking people when all the fighters he's fighting, apart from yielding him, obviously, were unbeaten. So, yeah. And now he's going to go up to cruiserweight and face Makabu. He's never going to come back down to 168, by the way. There's no way he's going up to cruiserweight and then making his way back down to 168. His next landing spot will be 175 pounds. It will be. And even that might be hard to make. Depends on what he weighs in when he fights Makabu. But yeah, his next landing spot's going to be 175. So, look, I mean, he's going to go face Makabu. And I remember I said he was going to face Makabu, by the way, and a lot of people laughed at me. I said, is he going to go to cruiserweight? So yes, he's going to face Makabu, then he's going to come down. And look, Beterbiev is now, do you say Beterbiev or Beterbiev? But you know what I'm talking about. Was he 35, 36? By the time a Canelo fight were to roll around, he would have probably fought Bivol. This is Beterbiev I'm talking about. If Canelo fights Beterbiev and wins, I don't think he will. Honestly, I don't think he will. I think Beterbiev's just a bit of a madman. But if he were to do that and win, we need to have another conversation about where Canelo ranks in this all-time great thing. I know we like to put people sort of in the top 15, top 20, and you can't get in. You can't get into that top. It's impossible to get in. No, he's in. He's in. If he to go to beat Makabu at cruiser and then come back down and beat Beterbiev, who is the #1 light heavyweight in the world, you can't tell me he's avoiding Benavidez and Charlo if he's fucking going to fight Beterbiev at 175. But look, we'll see. But it's going to be very interesting. I think he'll beat Makabu, you know. I really do. Look, Makabu can punch and he's obviously a lot bigger. I think he'll beat him. It'll be interesting to see what he does after that. I don't think it will be the 3 or 4 fights in 12 months. I think it will be Makabu in May. Makabu, I think, has got a fight in January, and then it'll be the one in September. It's that one in September that intrigues me. It should be the one in May, but it's the one in September that intrigues me. But I'm not having anyone tell me he's ducking Benavidez or Charlo. I think Benavidez is a good fight for him, but he ain't ducking Charlo. What's he ducking Charlo for? Jeez. Kubrat Pulev versus Dos Santos in play for February Triller card. Pulev is just thinking, give me this easy money. Like Pulev for Anthony Joshua, the unified heavyweight champion of the world at the time, right, in December. And they're putting him in against bloody MMA guys that are done. Not even MMA guys that are hot right now. Like, it's not like he's saying, give me an Ngannou. And Pulev would beat Ngannou in a boxing match anyway. But he's not fighting those kind of guys. He's fighting guys that are done. Frank Mir has been done for 10 years. Junior Dos Santos, who I love, former UFC heavyweight champion, is done. Pulev must be thinking, are these guys crazy? Give me it. I'll fight him. Give me that money right now. This is the easiest work I've ever had. Like, I don't think these guys know how good Pulev is as a boxer. These guys are crazy. So yeah, if I'm Pulev, keep giving me these fights, man. Keep giving me them. Barrios on Furman. I believe this fight will be an all-out war. I have no idea what Furman we're getting. This is a guy that would have been out the ring 2.5 years by the time he returns. I mean, come on, man. Come on. I think it's a cheat that's on pay-per-view, but Furman's a name. It's weird. That's on pay-per-view. Furman hasn't fought for 2.5 years. Barrios is coming off a stoppage loss. That's what they chuck on pay-per-view. Crazy. And not only that, Furman's coming off a loss after being out for 2.5 years. He got beat by Pacquiao. Let's not forget that. But yeah, it's good to see him back. Look, my hope is that Furman looks good. I hope that Furman looks good and it's a good win. Because if it is, then I'm guessing it will be Terence Crawford next, potentially. Like, you might want that. You might want that work. And for Terence, if Furman does look good, that's a good name for him to have. Because obviously we're not going to get any, it doesn't look like we're going to get anytime soon Spence Crawford. So for Crawford, it's a case of fighters like Furman, just tick those off until you get a big one. Otto Volin is ready, willing to fight White if Fury negotiations fall apart. Let's hope they don't. Let's hope that that White gets his wish, and let's hope they can sort out the split here, because that seems to be the only stumbling block. A venue looks like it's been earmarked, that venue being Cardiff. Someone, I think on one of my recent videos, said they don't think that Fury versus Dillian White will do 75,000. I think it will. I think Fury versus White will do that. I really do. I mean, I think British fight fans are desperate to see Fury back over here. Fury's grown massively in popularity since he last fought on these shores. So I think, and look, I think it's one of those fights that I think it will gather momentum as they do the first press conference. It will be wild. Let's be honest. The first press conference for Fury White will be wild, fucking mental, and then it will start to gather more momentum. I admit that it's not going to be a case of tickets go on sale, tickets have sold out. I don't think it'll be like, I think it'll be a bit of a slow burner, but it will get there. And I think it will do the 75,000. You think of the people that are involved in this as well. If it were to happen, fingers crossed, but you've got Eddie Hearn on one side, you've got Frank on the other side. We've all been waiting for a Frank Eddie press conference of some sort. You'll probably get that. You got Shane Fury on that side, you got Dean White on that side. And then you got the two fighters. And then you add in John Fury as well. Come on, man. That alone, just the build-up, people will buy tickets for. And it'll be a decent undercard as well. Not many people will care about the undercard, but it'll be a decent undercard as well. So look, I hope that it does happen. And I hope that Otto Volin doesn't get his chance, because I really want to see Dillian White versus Tyson Fury. Otto Volin should be one of the names in the mix to fight Hughie Fury. They're talking about Hughie Fury fighting a name of such when he comes back, and it being a big 2022 for Hughie Fury. Otto Volin. I think that's a good matchup. That's lovely. Manager, Usyk's manager, saying that Usyk was only 60 to 70% when he fought AJ. He can be really better in the rematch. Looks like the rematch is happening. All that step-aside talk is kind of just faded away now. Eddie Hearn did say at the recent fight card that AJ ain't stepping aside. that there is no step aside talk. I mean, yes, he said what he said about business, and maybe he's seen the reaction to that, but he ain't stepping aside for no one. So, look, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Usyk was only 60 to 70%. I always say that fighters are never really 100% in the ring. Fighters will say they're 100%, but they take a lot of damage in the lead up to fights. And some of them take so much damage whereby they probably shouldn't fight, but the money on the table is so big, they're like, we'll just get through this one. I don't know if AJ was 100% either. So it'd be interesting to see what happens come the rematch. They are looking at spring, so around that April-May date now. There was a lot of talk after the fight about March, April. I think they're going to push it a couple more months. So it's probably going to be April, May. I wouldn't be shocked if we do get White Fury, that White Fury will be first and that Usyk AJ will be after. But look, we'll see. I just hope it happens. I did see the other day, let me go on to, I think it was Mike Coppenger's Twitter, that they were saying that Michael Mickinson versus Virgil Tease is pretty much done. Let me have a quick look again, because I briefly read it. 2 secs, peeps. Okay, a couple of fights here. Let's talk about Mickinson versus Virgil Tease, early 2022, so no date. Virgil Tease, the number 4 ranked welterweight in the world, according to ESPN anyway. Michael Mickinson, very high in, I think, the WBA governing body. Like, I think he's like ranked number 6 or 7. I think WBA or WBO, one of those two anyway. Look, I mean, some people, and I understand it, will look at Michael Mickinson's record and A, who have you fought? I get that. And B, obviously the knockout record. I think Michael Mickinson's only knocked out 3 or 4 of his opponents. When you don't have a punch like that, and he clearly doesn't, I feel like you're more rounded, you're more all-rounded in everything else, because you know you don't have that equalizer to get you out of trouble. So you've worked on everything else a bit more. So I don't think this is going to be a walkover for Virgil Tease at all. I think Michael Mickinson will cause him some problems, but in the end, Virgil Tease should win, right? He's the one that everyone's talking about as the next best thing alongside Boots Ennis, so he should get the job done. But aside from all that, I'm just happy that Michael Mickinson's got the opportunity. I mean, this guy's gone from small hall shows where no one really knew who he was. He's worked his way up. He's been an opponent sometimes. Like, even that Chris Kongo fight, Chris Kongo was supposed to beat him. Like, Chris Kongo was actually favourite to win that fight. Although Michael Mickinson came in with the unbeaten record, Chris Kongo was favourite to win, and he kind of bamboozled Chris Kongo a little bit. Yeah, so he's done small hall shows. He's not had a big promoter backing him. Obviously, Eddie's jumped in now. I'm not quite sure what's going on, by the way, with that. There's not been any case of, like, you know, amateur standout so everyone knows who he was. He's done it the hard way, and now he's got a massive opportunity. A massive opportunity. It's an amazing one as well. It will be in America. He'll get his name in lights. It will headline a card. He'll get the push and the recognition he deserves. And even if he loses, he's losing to Virgil Tease. So good luck to him. Honestly, good luck to him. And I'm super, super happy for him. And he'll get paid. He'll get paid. And that's what this sport's all about, right? Opportunities, big fights, naming, your name on billboards in the States. This is what things and dreams are made of. So look, good luck to him. I hope that, I hope he doesn't get blown away. I hope that he really puts on a performance whereby you stick around there. Do you know what I mean? Not that you get blown away and that's it, you vanish and no one knows who you are again. Hope his performance is good to the point where people say, oh, you know what, Michael Mickinson versus Kavieleskis, or let's see Michael Mickinson versus Avenesian. Let's see Michael Mickinson. Do you know what I mean? So I hope that happens to him. Good luck to him. Yeah, good luck to him. Good luck to him. Good opportunity for him. He's been crying out for a big name for a while. I mean, he's been tweeting Adrian Broner. He's been asking for the Conor Benn fight. It was never going to happen. He gets Virgil Tease. Again, it's going to be a problem though, because Virgil Tease is like a fucking steam train, and unless you have an equalizer to keep him off, it's going to be difficult to outbox him. And I don't even know if he can outbox him. I don't even know if he's a better boxer than Virgil Tease, but it'll be difficult to keep him off for 12 rounds. But good opportunity. Another fight that has been mentioned is John Ryder versus Danny Jacobs, February 12th, London. Danny Jacobs is coming over to London, which is nice. Good, always good to see some of the Americans travel over. I'm not quite sure what's left of Danny Jacobs, if I'm honest with you, but he might have too much left for John Ryder. He might. Danny Jacobs is ranked number 5 at super middleweight, according to ESPN again. John Ryder, number 7. So, you know, in terms of the rankings, they're pretty much evenly matched. I don't know if it's enough for it to headline. I mean, in saying that, look, you don't have to fill the O2 Arena. You have to get good numbers in, but you don't have to fill it. But yeah, at least we're starting to know what we've got planned and what looks like DAZN are going to do for the start of the year. And one of those ones will be Daniel Jacobs versus John Ryder. Good opportunity for John Ryder there to get a big scalp. I did think, did Danny Jacobs not last fight at £175? Because a lot of people were saying that's his next move. One sec. Pretty sure he did, you know. No, okay, so his last fight, apologies. It's been a while. His last fight was Gabriel Rosado. Jeez. That is a long time ago. I don't know if he's been injured. You think Rosado's had two fights after that. Menokuziev and Munguia. Last fight was Rosado, the 27th of November last year. So by the time this rolls round, he would have been out the ring for, what, 16 months? It's a long time, a very long time. All right, anything else? Beterbiev here saying, I'm open to fighting Canelo if he wants to return to light heavyweight division. He will. He'll turn to light heavyweight division. 100%. A couple of days ago, I spoke to Joseph Parker. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. Honestly, he must be the nicest person I've ever interviewed, like boxer. Nicest. He was speaking about what Chisora should do next. He said he would like Chisora to call it quits as well. It'd be interesting to see what Chisora does, right? It's going to be interesting because even if Chisora does continue, and look, in the aftermath, you kind of like heat of the moment. Yeah, I'm back. I'm not going to retire, blah, blah, blah. I'll see you in the summer. Maybe when he goes home, has time to think, sit down, talk to the wife, the family, he might think, you know, I'm okay. I've done everything I wanted to do. Yeah, you know, I've had a decent career. It's been a very decent career that he's had. I've made a lot of money. He's not short of a few quid. But a lot of fighters don't like going out on losses. It's just one of those things. So maybe if they do roll him out for the summer, because he does need a long time to rest, so it will be the summer, maybe you put him in against someone. I think Andy Lee was saying this on the broadcast after. Someone that is a name, but someone that you feel like he could beat. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, when they put him in against Spilker and David Price, like maybe, look, there was a lot of talk about Dillian White versus Chris Arreola. Arreola will come to fight. It'll be a fun, entertaining fight, but Derek Chisora should get the win. Someone like that, maybe. I don't want to see him in against a young, hungry upstart. I don't want to see him, and I don't want to see him in against anyone within the top 20 either. Like, I wouldn't want to see him in against, I wouldn't even want to see him in against someone like Otto Volin. I wouldn't want to see that. I really wouldn't. So someone maybe like an Arreola, bit of name value. Yeah, you know, Chisora should get the win there. Should. Even that, I'm not guaranteeing, but he should get the win there. So something like that would be interesting. But yeah, I hope he calls it quits, but I don't think he will. Michael Condon is eager to shock Lee Wood on March the 12th at Nottingham Arena. Again, so we're getting the dates now. I'm guessing this one will be on DAZN as well. Lee Wood's backyard. This shocks me. I thought the fight would either happen in Ireland or happen in the States. Obviously, Michael Condon does have the big Irish fan base in the States. I thought it could go to New York or Boston or whatever, but no. He's coming to Lee Wood's backyard, which means they must be confident. I say they, Matchroom, DAZN, whoever's involved in this one, that Lee Wood can fill that arena. And that's a good thing, right? Again, it's almost like in the last couple of years, last year, we've started to sort of unearth these stars that we didn't expect. Like, who would have said that Lee Wood would be world champion filling the Nottingham Arena? You wouldn't have said that, but good luck to him. Should be a good one, this one, Michael Condon. I actually favour Lee Wood. I'm still not fully convinced about Michael Condon. Good fighter, but I think Lee Wood might get the job done here. He might. And what a journey for Lee Wood, by the way. I just want to quickly bring up who did he fight before he fought Zhu Can? Or Can Zhu? Okay, Jazza Dickens, and lost by majority decision. Sorry, Jazza Dickens, and then Reece Mould was a fight he won, and that got him in the position. That was for the British featherweight title, and that got him in the position to fight Can Zhu. The reason I say this, because I know for a fact he's going to get around £800,000, I think it is. £800,000, which is a huge amount of money for the Michael Condon fight. I think it might be a bit more than that, actually, but let's just a base 800,000. He probably, for the Jazza Dickens and the Reese-Mo fights, and again, I don't know his pocket. This is just a guess. British title fight, 60 grand, maybe 50, 60. 2 fights later, 1 fight later became world champion. And I know people say that it isn't legit world belt, but for me it is. Leo Santa Cruz ain't coming back down to feather. So I don't know if the WBA have upgraded him, but they should. He probably would have got around 80 to 90 for the Kanju fight. Probably. Opportunity, world title, you're not going to get paid. The opportunity is now getting 800 grand. 800, look, that's the thing of, literally, you can change your life in 1 fight in boxing, just 1 fight. And if you were to beat Michael Conlan, then, you look at the other feathers around the world, it's going to be another big fight. Especially if he were to beat Michael Conlan and it does huge numbers at the arena. So it's a sellout, for example, or very close to it, 90%, then the next one's going to be even bigger. And I'm really, really happy for him, especially this happening at a late stage of his career. He's 33, 34 now. So to get these opportunities and make that money this late in your career, really, really happy. Really, really happy. All right, is there anything else before we pack it in? I saw this bit about Jake Paul. Yeah, we have to talk about Jake Paul, people. Look, he's had a great year, hasn't he? Let's be honest. Jake Paul saying that Tommy Fury and the Furies, whatever, haven't got back to him and he doesn't feel like he wants to give them the opportunity again. Look, Jake Paul's in a situation where if I'm Jake Paul, I'm like, fuck fighting Tommy Fury. Like, give me Nate Diaz or Jorge Masvidal. Give me those two. Like, why am I fighting Tommy? Like, I will make more money. The fights against Masvidal and Nate Diaz are much bigger than Tommy Fury, just from a financial pay-per-view standpoint, much, much bigger. And not only that, but let's be realistic. Jorge Masvidal must be, 38? He's not a boxer. He's not a boxer. Nate Diaz has had more damage than fucking a Formula One car crash. He ain't a boxer. I know he spars, and I know people will tell me he sparred Andre Ward, and I get all that, but he's not a boxer. You know what I mean? He's got hands, he's got really good hands, but he's not a boxer, and he's taken a lot of damage, and Jake Paul's a lot bigger. So if I'm Jake, give me those two. Keep giving me the faded UFC guys over any boxer. Tommy Fury, I say boxer like that because Tommy Fury's not really a boxer either, is he? But yeah, give me those. And it's more money. So why would you want to fight Tommy Fury? So I think Tommy Fury might have missed the boat here. And if I'm Tommy Fury, I'm so upset because I don't know what he's made in his previous, 4 or 5 fights under Frank, but let's be honest, it's not going to be crazy money, is it? And he would have made, it seems from what we're hearing, 7 figures fighting Tommy Fury. So he might have just missed his opportunity. He might have. And again, I'm not quite sure if Diaz and Jorge Masvidal can get out of their contracts with the UFC because we know those contracts are worse than Bob Arum contracts, proper contracts those. But if they can, they'll fancy it as well. So, and they'll sell the fight. Nate or Jorge will sell the fuck out of that. It would do crazy numbers. It really would. I think I also read that Jake Paul's trying to fight Julio Cesar Chavez as well. He might do Chavez, Anderson Silva done Chavez. If Anderson Silva could do him, Jake could do him. Honestly, Jake could do him as well. So, I don't know. Jake's got options, man. Jake's going to be here for a long time, people. He's got options because, honestly, if I was to put money on Jake versus Jorge Masvidal, Jake versus Nate, that's a tougher one because Nate, you can't, you got to fucking nail that man to the ground. And I don't know if Jake can do that. Yeah, anyway, could be interesting. Guys, I think that's it. So wait 1 second. Yeah, that's it. Peace.